Do you know Bagpuss from Blue Peter? How about Mr. Benn from Bill and Ben? It's time to put your knowledge of classic children's television to the ultimate test with the Trivia 12.
I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love.
Paddington was one of several clues that appeared in our Wetter the Better edition last time out, as to what our theme would be, and that is classic kids TV. Hopefully your favorite show will come up, and remember, at least one of them will be a clue to the theme in our next episode. It's straight on with the first half of our quiz and question number 1. In which series would you find Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble and Grub?
A box of what, I wonder? Oh, that's odd. A box with a front door.
That's not a box. That is a house.
A house? No, that's a box. Who would live in a box like that? Mouse house? Ridiculous.
No, it's not. It's a mouse house. It is. We will mend it, we'll extend it, we will open its top, top, top. We will grow it and we'll show it. This is what we have got. This is what we have got.
Oh, yes. Very interesting.
We saw him with Bagpuss, but for question 2, what was the name of the carved wooden woodpecker-like bookend?
That's it. Yeah. If you look over the edge, you can see all the footholds. Just...
I'd rather not look over the edge, actually. It's one of those sort of sights that you can do without.
move down a couple more feet. That's it. Get your hands underneath there. Why don't you scrape your hands on there too much?
Yeah.
OK?
Yeah. You coming down to join me?
Yes, I'm coming right down there now.
John Noakes scaling Nelson's column for Blue Peter. Featuring its famous ship logo, which artist designed the program's iconic badge. For question number 4, it is time for 5 in 15. This is where we show you 5 pictures, but you have to pay attention, as each will only be on screen for just 3 seconds. This time the pictures are from children's TV series or films, and I want to know which person connects them all.
Two little ones, 2 middle-sized ones, and 2 great big ones. And just behind the big flower pots was a little weed. And there they all were, lying quietly in the sunshine. The little weed looked all about her, and when she saw that everything was quiet, she knocked gently on the 2 big flower pots and said, "Weed! Weed!" And slowly, out of the flower pots, came the flower pot men. First, out came their little faces, smiling all over. Then their little hands with big garden gloves on. They both turned round and saw each other. Then they said hello to the little weed in their flower pot way of talking.
Bill and Ben, the Flowerpot Men, were one of the 5 programs that made up the classic Watch with Mother lineup in the 1950s, but on what day of the week were they shown?
Oh, hello, everybody. Nice to see you again.
Oh, Geoffrey, we've been to a lovely party.
Oh, yeah. Jeffrey, look, we've all got balloons. I was going to bring one home for you, Jeffrey, but I forgot.
Oh, never mind, George. Listen, I'm glad you all enjoyed yourselves.
Hey, I didn't forget. Look, Jeffrey, a balloon for you. Only you'll have to blow it up.
All right, Zippy.
Well, why does the balloon get bigger when you blow it up, Geoffrey?
What's that, Bungle? Oh, look, the balloon's gone down again.
Oh.
Well, the balloon gets bigger and bigger because of all the air that I blow into it. Or don't you blow balloons up on your own, though, will you? Always get a grown-up person to do it for you. Let's blow it up again, then. The balloon also gets bigger and bigger because it's made of rubber and it stretches.
Like Zippy's tummy when he eats too much.
And then it gets smaller again when the air comes out. Oh.
Geoffrey, Zippy, George and Bungle in Rainbow. For our last question of the first half, can you tell me the name of the musical trio who appeared on Rainbow in the 80s and 90s as well as in their own show? How are you getting on so far? It's time to check your answers. Question 1 asked, in which series would you find this roll call of names?
Pew, Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grub.
It was of course Trumpton, the middle series in the Trumptonshire trilogy, with the first being Camberwick Green and the last Chigley. The woodpecker-like bookend who appeared with Bagpuss was Professor Yaffle, or Augustus Barclay Yaffle to give him his full name. For question 3, I wanted to know who was the artist who designed the Blue Peter badge. Morph has the clip that has the answer.
Yeah, do the link! Do the link!
My father was Tony Hart, TV artist and children's presenter, and he presented and drew on children's programs for almost 50 years during his career. The program I remember best of all was Vision On. My father was involved with quite a number of programs. He designed the Blue Peter ship, the logo that's still used today.
It was Tony Hart, star of Vision On, Take Heart and Heartbeat. Question 4 was 5 in 15, and the person who connected all the pictures was Bernard Cribbins. He narrated Bertie the Bat and the Wombles, was Old Jack in Old Jack's Boat, our picture being of the Rockpool characters, played Albert Perks in The Railway Children and made the most appearances on Jackanory, with 111. The classic Watch with Mother lineup was Picture Book on Mondays, Andy Panday on Tuesdays and Bill and Ben on Wednesdays, so that's the answer to question 5. Rag, Tag and Bobtail on Thursdays and the Wooden Tops on Fridays completed the lineup. And the musical trio in question 6 were Rod, Jane and Freddie. It was originally Rod, Matt and Jane, the Matt being Matthew Corbett, but when he left to join Sooty he was replaced by Roger and then Freddie. As always, the interlude in the Trivia 12 could be anything from a riddle to a joke, or like today, a classic clip. We are returning to Blue Peter, and we couldn't really make this edition without featuring an elephant called Lulu.
Water and see if that'll... Come here, Lulu.
Settle her down.
There you are. There's a bucket of water.
I've been feeding her.
Well, at the moment she has 12 pints of milk a day and 2 buckets of water, but when she's fully grown, she'll have 50 gallons a day, and I wouldn't like to be the one who has to give her all that. And you'll notice that she hasn't got any tusks, and actually in Ceylon, even the male elephants don't have tusks.
Oop.
And,
we're having a slight penny down here. A slight problem.
Get out of the way, I think.
You're supposed to be drinking it, Lulu. It happens to all elephants, no doubt.
Alex, thank you very much indeed. Can you...
Yes, I'll you'll just stand back a little bit. Oh, dear.
Well, I think we're going to see...
Oh, she wants to
all sorts of very exciting, new and different things when we're in Ceylon.
Here she comes. Look out.
She doesn't want to leave us. Hello.
Here, off you go.
Bye-bye, Lulu.
Lucky, don't we?
Well, as I was saying, we'll see all sorts of very exciting things.
I should go that way. I should go that way. I should leave her here to have a drink, Alex.
She's all right.
She'll be all right, yeah.
But one thing we must do, one very important thing before we leave, and that is to make sure that our animals are going to be as happy as we're obviously going to be when we're on holiday.
Oh, get off me foot! Oh, thanks very much. Well, our animals are going to be happy, in fact, because they're going away on holiday too. They're going to spend it out in the country, but Lulu won't be there. Oh, dear. How are you doing?
Martin!
All right, Alex?
Martin!
Right.
Up you go.
Are you all right, Alex?
Oh.
There we are.
Right. Right. Right.
Come here. Here.
Up you go, Lulu. And there she goes out the studio. Farewell. Oh, dear, I've trod right.
It's time for the second half of the quiz, and for question 7, we have another 5 in 15 for you. As before, 5 pictures of children's TV shows and films will appear in the next 15 seconds, and I want to know who connects them all.
For once, he hardly paused, but went straight in. As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. "Good morning, sir," he said. "I do believe you have made up your mind already." "Yes, please," said Mr. Benn. "I would like to try the space outfit." "You know the way, sir," said the shopkeeper. And they both looked towards the door of the changing room, where Mr. Benn would try on the outfit. Mr. Benn was soon in the changing room and quickly took off his clothes and put on the space outfit. He looked at himself in the mirror. Then he looked for the other door, the door that always led to adventures. Mr. Benn didn't hesitate. He walked straight through the second doorway and found himself inside a spaceship.
Every week Mr. Benn would leave his house in London and visit the fancy dress shop, where the shopkeeper would invite him to try on a different costume. Question 8 is tricky, as I want to know Mr. Benn's address. He lived at number 52. Where?
And I'm putting some marmalade on. That makes the cream stick. But you should supposed to put jam on, but I don't like this. My best bit this. Just go mad with it. You put that in the middle, and there you have it. Sweet fried eggs.
Why don't you? And yes, that was Aunt McPartlin of Ant and Dec fame. Why don't you were just the first 3 words of the show's very long title, and it was originally called by just all the initials of that title. How many initials were there?
Hello.
Hello.
Are you part of the biggest tap dancing troupe in the whole world?
Yes, I am.
Pardon me asking, but where are the other 499?
Right here.
Record breakers with Roy Castle. Roy broke 9 world records himself on the program. For question 10, what was the name of the twins who co-founded the Guinness Book of Records and also appeared on the show?
He would take wood and paper and light Ivor's fire, fill up his coal box, check the water, and then, when Ivor had steam up, he would make his pot of tea and sit on Ivor's step to drink it. Ah, well, right then, we'd better do some work, I suppose. Out they would trundle.
For question 11, can you tell me who was Ivor the Engine's driver?
Hamble's got her woolly hat on. So's Big Ted. Little Ted's warm in his duffel coat. What do you think the toys are dressed for? Winter. That's the coldest season of the year. We often have frost and snow. Have you ever seen the patterns that frost makes on a window pane? Or the pattern of a snowflake?
Carol Leader and the toys from Playschool there. Our final question concerns the windows where viewers were taken through one each day. Although other shapes were added later, famously there were originally 3 windows on Playschool: the round window, the square window, and which other shape? It's now time to check your answers from the second half of the quiz. Question 7 was our second 5 in 15. He appeared in the sketch show Do Not Adjust Your Set, and was the voice of the BFG, Mr. Toad in Wind in the Willows, Danger Mouse and Count Duckula? The answer was David Jason. For question 8, I wanted to know Mr. Benn's address. He lived on 52 Festive Road. It was based on Festing Road in Putney where creator David McKee used to live. Question 9 was a bit of a stinker, as I wanted to know how much initials in the full title of Why Don't You? So first let us find out what that title was. Why don't you just switch off your television set and go and do something less boring instead had 17 initials. The co-founders of the Guinness Book of Records, who also appeared on Record Breakers in question 10, were the McWhirter twins Ross and Norris. For question 11, I wanted to know who drove Ivor the Engine, and that was Jones the Steam. Our final question was about play school, so let's see which window we are going through today.
Through one of the windows today, you can see some other things and different things that jump and bob around after they're being made. They're in the factory. Have a look through the arched window.
It was the arch window. Which window was used tended to depend on the theme, so if it was about buttons or wheels it would be the round window, boxes or houses would be the square window, water would be the arch window, and so on. Well, that is our quiz complete, so it is now time to add up your score and see what prize you have won in our Trivia 12 ratings. If you scored nothing, you have won a custard pie in your face delivered by the Phantom Flan Flinger from Tiswas. I'm sorry, but that's all that score deserves. If you scored between 1 and 3, you have won some pink custard from the Teletubbies. Ayo. If you scored between 4 and 6, the bad news is you have won some bags of rubbish. The good news is the Wombles have recycled them into something useful for you. If you scored between 7 and 9, you have won a highly sought after pencil from Crackerjack. If you scored 10 or 11, you have won a certificate of commendation. And it's coming special delivery, as postman Pat here will be delivering it to you in person. Just make sure you have some cat food ready for Jess. If you got all 12 correct, congratulations. The highest score deserves the highest accolade, so you have won a Blue Peter badge. But not just any badge, a gold one. You are in a very exclusive club. Well, that brings us to the end of another Trivia 12. I hope you have enjoyed our quiz and journey through some of these children's TV classics. Did we include your favorite show? Do let us know in the comments. You can also comment if you think you've spotted the clue to our next theme, or to suggest ideas for future quizzes. There are more editions of the Trivia 12 on this channel available for you to play, including our general knowledge, game show, and the Wetter the Better editions. Simply select them from the playlist that will very shortly appear on the top left on your screen. And there are lots more quizzes on the PS It's PS channel, including our TV teaser series with 30 editions of TV questions, and puzzles including 15 themed editions to test the ultimate telly addict. That playlist is on the top right. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for free by hitting the button on the bottom right, so that you don't miss out on any more quiz action. Until next time, take care and we will see you soon.